Okay, my couture crafters. As you can see, this pattern is actually printed on some fusible backing here. And this is the fabric that I've chosen for my sewing pad and my little bean bag. And what's funny about this is I have no idea how to cut fabric. I thought it would be kind of like cutting paper. It's not. I had no idea which direction to turn it, no idea how to use the ruler properly. Again, this is going to be some kind of journey because at the bare minimum, I need to know how to cut fabric. So I'm flipping it over and I'm thinking about it. At the end of the day, all I need to do is get a 10 by 10 square, and the struggle is very real. But I did find out that I really do enjoy using a rotary cutter. So I thought about things that I've seen on these YouTube videos and whatnot, and people just fold their fabric in half and try to square it up. Squaring it up is not as easy as I thought it would be. Again, what a learning experience. So for, I'd say about 30 minutes, I think it was about 30 minutes, I was just staring at the fabric, staring at the ruler, trying to get acquainted with the mat, yada, yada, yada. Again, all I need is a 10 by 10 square. It should not have been as complicated as it was, but it is what it is. I managed to make this project anyway, and there are many, many, many more mistakes to come. If you do not want to find out if I keep all of my nails or cut my finger off, this might not be the video for you because bad things are going to happen. So that was that. I managed to get the 10 by 10 square. And then I thought, okay, I see people using irons. Well, I've got an easy press. Isn't that just like a really big iron? Isn't that perfect for pressing blocks? In theory, in execution, not so much. I need to get another iron. Of course, I have an iron that I can iron my clothes with every day, and that would probably suffice, but that's not fun. And so I'm sure that I'm going to buy the Panasonic 360 in purple and probably something else. But right now, the Easy Press worked. However, you're about to see that I really struggle with using it in just a moment. So I'm following the instructions that are on the back of the fusible. And so you just fold it in half. And turns out I don't fold things in half that great. Fabric behaves so much differently than paper. But look, I'm about to burn my finger. By the end of this video, I want to know how many people think I'm going to lose a finger, burn a finger. There's going to be blood all over the fabric. Yeah, bad things happen. But this is better in theory than in execution, but it worked. So I'm just folding these to the inside and trying to iron them. It makes so much more sense for me to just have grabbed my iron, but no. I wanted to work with it. I wanted to see if I could get it to work. I thought that once I hit it with this press, it would just lay super flat because it's so hot. No. And now I'm going to let you guys watch me attempt to sew. So I have long nails. I'm thinking the stiletto is going to help me. I'm using a 1/4 inch foot right here. All bad. This is super thick. My feed dogs are mad at me. I probably should have been guiding it from the other side too. Yeah, but there I am, just a sewing away. And I use accent thread, so if I sew crooked, you will be able to tell. And guess what happens? I sew crooked. I sew very crooked. And you can completely tell because it's bright red thread. No worries, I stayed with it. I figured, just keep going and see what happens. So you bend it and cut it in half, and then cut those pieces in half too. And now I'm looking at the pattern, and it tells you where to put those little tabs folded on the right side of the fabric. So you can see on the other side. So I'm using pins now. Guess what, guys? Stick pins are sharp. And I edited it out, but right here, yep, I think it was right here, something went wrong. And before I knew it, I stuck myself twice in the exact same position. There it is. I don't know if you guys were able to see it, but there was definitely blood, and now there's a Band-Aid. And I thought about stopping, but no, that's not fun. So I just put a Band-Aid on and kept going. So now it requires me to sew over that thick piece of fabric folded and this other fabric. And yes, guys, when I was told to do this project, they told me that a child could do it. Is that true? Maybe. But for me, the struggle was very, very, very real. So here I'm sewing on the guidelines, and honestly, there's a YouTube tutorial that really isn't, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm able to kind of make it through and take care of it. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. But turns out the bag is super forgiving. So yeah. So you're watching me sew over all those little tabs. And I'm pushing I think I'm pushing the reverse button. A lot of times I just ended up clipping the thread on accident. Still trying to get used to my machine, guys. Oh, the mistakes. I can't believe I'm showing the journey because there are a million mistakes here. I thought I was sewing over the little tabs at one point, and I wasn't. Just sewing around them. So I'm looking, but I'm thinking it's going to work out. So at this point, I'm supposed to be sewing in a straight line. And turns out, I actually sewed directly down that dotted line. Then I got excited. So turn it around and then clip the thread and then sew back the other direction. So sewing in a straight line can be done by me. Imagine that. Again, I can't believe I'm showing you guys this because this is mistake central. But the project, I would do it again. And I actually have this pattern again. And I've seen some other patterns on YouTube. And all this is a Gadget cushion. So see, look, it's right down the line on that side. So then it says fold it in half. And again, it gives you guide marks and shows you where to sew. And at this point, it was starting to get kind of fun to me. And I'm back stitching and forward stitching and trying to line things up and playing with the fabric and learning my machine. This was actually a good idea. So shout out to Sue, who said, sew this first. I had some ideas of some things that I wanted to sew. She said, no, I'll do this one first. And I did. And it does come out. Look at all that red thread. I would probably not use red thread if I was doing this again. I'd probably use something that was invisible. As you can see, I changed the foot too. So initially I was using that 1/4 inch foot, and now I'm using an open toe foot. I saw that the lady on the video was using an open toe foot, and it would help me to see, because trying to line up and hit that needle directly on the spot was not working because I couldn't see it. Have no idea what this foot is traditionally used for, but hey, it helped me with this project, so yay for this open toe foot. And now I am squeezing this and lining it up. I've got to figure out these camera angles so that you guys can see what I'm doing more. But here I'm just going to close up half of this side so that I can turn it. You know, it's amazing how fast, how slow, how you can control it with your foot. You know, this is just a learning process, guys. Anybody who's watching this video and listening to me ramble as I make this project, shout out to you. And this, again, is a pretty cool project to start with, I guess. My next project is going to be a sewing pad for underneath my sewing machine. And I can totally see how that could be super useful for me, because there are things that I'm reaching for constantly all over the place. Just left, right. Where is this? Where is that? So here, I really wish I was paying attention, and I really wish I had known that I am sewing on the back right now. So the object of this game right here is to sew on that line all the way down. And I was able to do so, and I thought I got it perfectly aligned. However, when you turn it over, it's not directly on the line. I wish I had known, because that's the only thing about this project that I don't care for. That and the fact that at the end, on the video, the lady glues the bag together. I don't love that, so I stitched it, and it turns out I don't hand stitch well. Not pretty at all. But at least I had sense enough to use in some thread that kind of blends in. So I pressed it, and then I filled it with some rice and a little bit of polyfill, and it works. It is not perfect, but it works. I would do it again. And I have some more fabric, so I just might try. If you guys made it through this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you guys soon.